This is a picture of the house across the street from ours when it was up for sale in 1920. The houses in our block, several, about 5 or 6 of them, were all done at the same time in 1917, and they all look alike. So our house looked just like this in 1920. Sometime in the 1940s, the people who owned our house screened the front porch in, so it was entirely screened. There were screens above and below the banisters on the porch. Here's a little YouTube video I made in 2008 that shows the porch screened in as it was then and as it always was since we bought the house in 1994.
From the director of High Heels, Get Happy with bonus content, and Jobriath and his mom, comes a startling new documentary about the lives of 2 high-minded old queens trapped inside their house.
My art, why you're listed as producer? Shut up.
The most overgrown one on the block.
Picture you upon my knee, just tea for 2 and 2 for tea, just me for you and you for me alone. Nobody near us to see us.
Hi, my name is Miho Khan, and I'm your interior designer for Life Around Home.
2009 turned out to be a big year for me because I met my friend Miho Khan, who I had done some graphics work for. And after a certain point of working with her, I said that I didn't want any more money, because it's very typical of me to say that. So what she decided to do was to come down and redecorate our front porch. Gary and I had been to Miho's house in Westchester, PA, and he had admired her side porch, which she had enclosed using architectural salvage. It was just an open porch with pillars, sort of similar to ours, and she'd completely enclosed it and turned it into this gallery. So one day in June, as it turns out, Gary's 60th birthday. That's a long story. Miho came down. She spent the night. Actually, she spent the night in our basement. Organizing and going through stuff in our basement. And the next day, she decorated the porch. Mia's plan had been to reorient the whole porch so that you entered from the side, like her house was, so that the effect was of a long gallery. And when I first heard that, I kind of freaked out because I couldn't imagine not entering our house the way that we always had from the front. I mean, it made me nervous, right? I couldn't deal with it. I lost sleep. It was a Woody Allen thing for me. But Gary was very inspired by some of the pieces that Miho brought with her from Pennsylvania, and one of them was a beautiful half-moon window, a very elaborate pattern of framed glass panes that was just really beautiful. And so we determined right then and there that we were going to, do our own version of Miho's side porch. We just had no idea how long it was going to take. It actually took 2 years to finish because Miho came down in 2010, and Gary's only just recently finished. But it was worth it, I think.
You're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, you're out of the night. Step into the sun, step into the light. It's straight ahead for the most glorious place on the face of the earth or the sky. You're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, you're out of the night. Step into the sun, step into the light. It's straight ahead for the most glorious place on the
in those 2 years, we had the porch floor was completely replaced. It was torn out and rebuilt and restained. And over the process of time, Gary bought all the pieces of salvage, each one, many of them from a different location, and the windows had to be reglazed. It had to be scraped, reglazed, painted. I'm reading this, so blah blah blah. I mean, it was a lot of work and a lot of expense, and Gary did just about everything.